Okay, to Westport now. This is Buller, where White Star are going to play Westport. It's cold and it's wet, just like it is just about everywhere else in the country this weekend. And here's our man Baz. He's the big boss here.
Well, I'm down here in enemy territory at the moment. I'm in the Westport club room with two of the stalwarts of the Westport club, past president Gerald Hart, and player, coach, manager, bar manager, cleaner outer Tom Aldridge. Gerald, the Westport club room, a very, very old club, Westport.
Yeah, Barry, probably 128 years. I think we had our 125th year, celebrations 3 years ago. So, yeah, it's a good turn. One of the older clubs in Westport. I think Nelson Club might be about 7 years older than us, Barry. So, yeah, it's a good effort, good effort.
And Tom, the rivalry today between Westport and White Star goes back a long way, even back further than yourself.
Yeah, it's the big derby here. It's always been Westport Stars have been the big games, and today will be no different.
Now, the conditions, really, they are foreign for the players today. It's going to be an absolutely horrible day out there. Fortunately, the grounds are good wet weather grounds, but Gerald, it's going to perhaps just stop that flowing rugby that both sides have been noted for so far this year.
I think you might be having a dig at the Fijians we've got, Barry, but no, it's very good, and it will even the game up. We were that far in front, really, with the Star Westport game, so I think that'll bring Stars back into the game.
Yeah, it certainly will. And Tom, the Westport club, it's been built around real history. It's had some real stalwarts in its time, and unfortunately, just recently, you lost one of those stalwarts in Sid Crop. How do you, within the club, make up for a guy like that?
Oh, you can never make up with a joker like Sid Crop. I mean, he was the backbone of the club, always has been. Every Saturday he was there, and whenever he was needed, he'll be sadly very missed. We just have to go on without him, which we will.
That's for sure. Now, Gerald, one last bit of history that is New Zealand history. A player called Tom French originally played here in Westport for the Westport club.
In the early 40s, Barry, I think he played for 2 years for us. So he would have been one of the first Maoris into Westport. And, I think they played the Tom French Cup for the Maori Player of the Year. The Westport Club's always been affiliated with the Maoris and the police force, of course. But the Maoris, we've got a long history. We've got Tom Bedgegood Memorial that we play every Easter weekend, a couple of others of our stalwarts that we've lost. So, yeah, the Maori connection with the Westport Club is a long, long one, along with the Westport Police Station. I think there one time we had about 5-7 police playing. We were actually called the Cops and Robbers in those days. But, yeah, as you know, the history of that goes back. So the Westport Club with the police and their Maoris, of course, is long-standing.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to George Craddock Memorial Park here in Westport, where we have the senior game today. White Star in the blue strip up against Westport in their traditional yellow and black. 7 weeks of rugby in the Buller. This is the first wet game, so it'll be very interesting to see how both of these sides adapt. Puts it in. Hook free. When he comes to the right too, gives it straight up there to Navanabulu. Navanabulu tries to get through, slips it up to Maris. He's got Parata chasing, but Maris will go and score out 6 metres in from the corner flag. Well, that was a well-worked move from a White Star there. The scrum held up fairly well. The number 8 there for White Star, Ratu, gave it up to Lennon. He came to the right, and so Sam Maris has scored the opening try there for White Star to put them into a 5-0 lead. Hooked by Knox. Off the back there, the number 8, Ratu. Oh, he's over the 10-metre mark. The big guy's got the legs wound up there. Crashes into the fullback. Gives it out there to Navanabulu. Slips one, slips another one. Tries to give it back to Brownlee, but he can't. Goes to ground there. Just working it back. Now Stars are moving. Becky up very quickly on Jesse Alley. Really hounding him here. And looks like he's going to rip the ball off him too. In fact, he has. And, oh, no, the Westport backs all up offside. Far too quick there. And the referee has taken them back inside the 22-metre mark. Westport territory, midway 22 and goal line. Starts to move in. There goes the kick. There's no trouble with that one. And with a second successful penalty, it becomes White Star 11 leading Westport 0. And there goes the whistle for half-time here after 40 minutes in this game here at George Craddock Memorial Park. Into the line out it goes. Once again, this time taken by Ratu, the number 8 for White Star, put down on the ground again. Knox with the ball around the open side there. Parata rides him to the ground. his opposite number. White Star just slowing things down. Logan Mundy picks it up. He's going to run into some very solid defence once again. Makes 3 or 4 metres. Lennon reaches in, gets it away there to the left. Fired out there to Ravudra. Oh, he gets it going behind him and then loses it to the ground there. Westport through very, very quickly. Kicked away there by Kalikabeki. He's going to win the race too, is he? Racing down to get to puts his toe to it, and he looks like he's going to score the try, is he? And what does the referee says? Yes, he will. And the centre three-quarter, Mitiele Kalikabeki scores there for Westport over in the far corner as White Star lost it right out in midfield, 10, 12 metres inside their own territory. The tackle from Kalikabeki, the ball ahead and beat the White Star defence across. He has scored the try for Westport, and that brings it back to White Star 11 and Westport 5. Both down goes the scrum. Gets a tap, put in. Collins gets it out there to Ali. Ali gives it up to Ravudra. Oh, attempts to run through the tower. Kalikabeki does so too. Manages to flip it up there to Naven Baloo. Gone for a run. He's over the halfway mark. Puts his boot to it into Westport territory. It's over the 22-metre mark. Puts his boot to it again. Is it going to bounce up for him? It has bounced up for him and he has scored. Well, what a fine individual try there from Pene Naven Baloo. The first time Westport have had their line cracked in the second half. So just looking at that, Naven Baloo made the break. He ran about 30 metres, put the kick down deep, chased it, kicked it on again, waited for it to bounce up to him, and he has scored the try. Ali starts to move in now. Hits it. He's got up fairly high. It's going to come up short. No, it's just going to go to the right of the post. And the referee blows his whistle. It's all over. And in a reasonably entertaining game here at Craddock Park in Westport conditions, making it a little bit awkward. White Star 16 have defeated Westport 5. Well, Craig Adams, captain of the Westport side. Craig, I said earlier that it wasn't pretty, but by a hang, it was one hell of a battle out there today.
Yeah, it was definitely a great battle, Townie. Just like a good Westport White Star challenge should be. We thought after the first game last round, we let ourselves down, lost a bit of pride, so we've been working really hard this week to just bring a defensive line, and I thought we did that and played really well into the wind in the first half. We sort of thought at 11-0 at half-time. We're in with the shot, and we probably were until that last try they scored, but they're a quality opposition this year, so we just got to keep taking those levels up and keep building.
Oh, we sort of got to stay positive, Baz. I'm bloody happy the way the boys performed today. We pretty much did exactly what we said we would. Missing a few players, so some young ones stepped up and really put their hand up today and take nothing away from Westport's quality opposition. You know, this footy, someone's got to win, someone's got to lose, so thankfully we're on the right side of the ledger today. Yeah.
Great philosophy, isn't it? Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. It's only a small competition in Bulla, and White Star are doing the winning at the moment, and Reefton struggling towards the foot of the